What up, what up, what up, guys? It's your boy Crypto Chris, and we are back. I hope you guys watched the welcome video for the Discord. This is part one, episode one, season one, whatever you want to call it, of me teaching you guys these markets. I'm Crypto Chris. I've been trading these stocks and options for over 10 years plus. Spent a lot of money on mentors. I mean, thousands. I spent almost $15,000 on mentors and courses and learning this stuff. Over 10,000 hours watched of just knowledge and all kind of stuff related to this stuff. So I'm not a professional, but I have professional credentials. You feel me? But disclaimer, I'm not a professional advisor, stockbroker, anything. This is just my experience in these markets, and I'm glad you chose me to help you learn them. With that being said, let's jump in, guys. Welcome, episode one, Market Masters Candlestick Basics, guys. Before we start the video, I want to give a shout out to my friends over at wisetrading.com over on YouTube as well. When I got into this stuff, seriously, them guys really helped me understand these markets. I just want to give them their due diligence and use their video with their permission to give my community the understanding of these candlesticks. So with that being said, let's jump into it, guys. So take notes, guys. Take notes, take notes, take notes. Before I start the video, I want you to see this. Green is up, red is down. That's basic. But in Crypto's Chris Market Masters, I want you to know this is buyers and this is sellers. We are price action traders. I don't do the traditional old school way of teaching stocks. I have been very successful in the format that I have, and that's the way I'm going to show you guys. So I already want you to start out thinking this is money. This ain't no candlestick. This ain't no double top. This ain't no double bottom. Bro, this is money. All right? All right, let's start the video.
Green candlesticks are bullish because price appreciated and went upwards for the time period. Red candlesticks are bearish because price depreciated and went downwards for the time period. This rectangle area is known as the candlestick body or the real body. These lines that stick out above and below the candlestick body are known as the wicks or shadows or tails. For green candlesticks, the opening price is at the bottom of the candlestick body, and then the close price is at the top of the candlestick body. For red candlesticks, the opening price is at the top of the candlestick body, and the closing price is at the bottom of the candlestick body.
All right, I'm going to pause it right here. So, y'all see that, right? So, when you're bullish, you're green, the buyers are in control. Your opening price, closing price. The next candle will, if we're going higher, just say it open here, opening price. If it close, closing price. Vice versa, the opposite direction. I got this. This is saved in our Discord. So go save this picture if you need it for reference, guys. But take notes, all right?
The wick ends at the top represent the highest price point of the time period. The wick ends at the bottom represent the lowest price point for the time period. Now, what does the size of the candlestick body tell you? The bigger the candlestick body represents momentum gain, as price traveled a greater distance during that time period. The smaller the candlestick body represents momentum loss, as price traveled a shorter distance during that time period. When you have a very small candlestick body or close to no body, this is known as a doji, which represents indecision from buyers and sellers, because price swung up and swung down during that time, but then closed close to the same price as where it opened from, which means buyers and sellers got nowhere and again shows indecision. Now, before we show this on the charts, why are candlesticks important to understand? Candlesticks tell a story and are a reflection of what buyers and sellers are doing. Meaning, the candlestick pattern that forms at that particular moment in time tells you a lot about what is going on in terms of the buying and selling occurring in the market. So traders will look at candlestick patterns and the movement of candlesticks to make trading decisions, which is also known as price action. Now let's go through this right on the charts. This here is the asset you are looking at, and in this case, it is the Apple stock. This here is your time frame. Right now it shows 1D, which translates to the daily time frame, meaning every candlestick you see represents 1 day of time. If we were to switch this to the weekly time frame, it would show 1W, and then every candlestick you see on screen would represent 1 week of time. If we were to switch this to the 1 hour time frame, it would show 1H, and then every candlestick on screen would represent 1 hour of time. This bar below tells you the date and time. So if you take your mouse and place it on top of this candle here, you'll see the dotted lines connecting the candle to the scale below, which shows the date as January 3rd. If you move your mouse one candle to the right, you'll see 1 day later, which is January 4th. Again, because you are on the daily time frame, every candlestick represents 1 day of time. Now this bar to the right tells you the price of the asset. Let's say you want to know the price of this green candle here. Remember, green candlesticks open below at the bottom of the rectangle here and close above at the top of the rectangle here. So if you want to know the opening price, place your mouse at the bottom of the rectangle and notice how the dotted lines connect the candle to the scale on the right, and it shows $126.05, which means when the market opened on January 6th, the Apple stock was trading at $126.05. Now, if you want to know the closing price, place your mouse at the top of the rectangle. Look to the scale on the right and notice how it says $129.61, which means when the market closed on January 6th, the Apple stock finished trading at $129.61. This is why green candles are bullish, because price opened at $126.05 and closed at $129.61, meaning the Apple stock appreciated $3.56 on the trading day of January 6th. Which is bullish price action, because buying interest in the stock drove price upwards. Now, the wick below is the lowest price that the Apple stock reached that day. Place your mouse at the bottom of the wick, and it shows $124.90 as the day's lowest price. Now, the wick above is the highest price that the Apple stock reached that day. Place your mouse at the top of the wick, and it shows $130.30 as the day's highest price. So let's say you want to know the price of this red candle here. Remember, red candlesticks open above at the top of the rectangle here and close below at the bottom of the rectangle here. For the opening price of January 3rd, place your mouse at the top of the rectangle and it shows $130.24. For the closing price of January 3rd, place your mouse at the bottom of the rectangle and it shows $125.13. This is why red candlesticks are bearish, because price opened at $130.24 and closed at $125.13, meaning the Apple stock depreciated by $5.11 on January 3rd, which is bearish price action. The wick below is the lowest price that the Apple stock reached that day. Place your mouse at the bottom of the wick and it shows $124.21 as the day's lowest price. The wick above is the highest price that the Apple stock reached that day. Place your mouse at the top of the wick, and it shows $130.93 as the day's highest price.
I'm going to show you guys this in TradingView.
So if you want to use the exact same charting platform we are using right now, go to...
But yeah, go holler at them guys. They really helped me when I wanted to learn these charts, okay?
Presents a downtrend and bearish price action.
All right, let me pause it here. All right, so this is trends. This is a downtrend. So pay attention to this part, guys. This is a downtrend.
Appreciation of the asset as sellers and bears continue to sell more of the asset, causing the push downwards. When you see more green candles than red candles, this represents an uptrend.
All right, this is an uptrend. This is an uptrend, guys. Take notes. This is an uptrend.
Bullish price action and an appreciation of the asset as buyers and bulls continue to buy more of the asset, causing the push upwards. When you see a bunch of green candles together, one after the other, this shows price is gaining more upwards momentum. When you see a bunch of red candles together, one after the other, this shows price is gaining more downwards momentum. When you see a mix of both red and green candles together and sideways price movement, this shows indecision,
All right, so this is sideways action. This is indecision. What we do, we wait for the breakout. So just say if you was trading this sideways, you wait for a breakout. On this day here, once this price hit here, I've been looking for calls with a stop around here. Boom, perfect trade. You wait for the breakout. We don't trade sideways.
Consolidation in a choppy market. So before we continue, we want to hear from you.
All right.
Tell us in the comments below right now
Shout
what
out
topics we
Crypto
should cover.
Chris, Wise Trade again, but give me a follow, guys, on YouTube. We're trying to build this community. It's free, guys.
Please hit the like button as it
Yeah,
allows for
definitely
our
give
team
me a
to
like as
continue to
well.
produce free YouTube videos. So, how do you identify an uptrend?
All right, this is the last section, guys.
You have your runs here and your pullbacks here, which means an uptrend makes higher highs and higher lows.
All right, I'm going to pause it here. This is very important. Part of the strategy that people learn in our community, this is vital. Okay? This is very vital. Higher highs makes an uptrend, higher lows make an uptrend. All right? Take notes, guys.
From a price action standpoint, a moving uptrend shows bullish momentum and that the buyers are in control. So you lean towards taking long entries to trade with the moving upwards herd momentum. So now, how do you identify a trend change from an uptrend to a downtrend? Type 1. You have your moving uptrend through the higher highs and higher lows before a lower low forms, signaling a trend change from an uptrend to a downtrend. Type 2. You have your moving uptrend through the higher highs and higher lows before you have a lower low form, followed by a lower high pullback before the full trend change breakout and lower low. Type 3. You have your uptrend through the higher highs and higher lows before you have a lower high that forms, signaling a trend change from an uptrend to a downtrend. So, how do you identify a downtrend?
All right, very important.
You have your runs here and your pullbacks here, which means a downtrend makes lower highs and lower lows.
All right. In reverse for the up move, your down move make lower highs and lower lows. Notes, guys, please take notes. This is very vital. This is a huge part of the system, guys.
From a price action standpoint, a moving downtrend shows bearish momentum and that the sellers are in control. So you lean towards taking short entries to trade with the moving downwards herd momentum. So now, how do you identify a trend change from a downtrend to an uptrend? Type 1.
And in the system that I got, it's going to show you a way easier way to figure this out. So
from a downtrend to an uptrend.
It's good to know the basics, though.
Type 2. You have your moving downtrend through lower highs and lower lows before you have a higher high form, followed by a higher low pullback before the full trend change breakout and higher high. Type 3. You have your moving downtrend through the lower highs and lower lows before you have a higher low that forms first, followed by a trend change breakout and higher high. So, how do you identify a sideways
Last part, this is the last section.
Prices making same highs and same lows and moving in a sideways direction.
All right, so we don't trade sideways. I can scalp sideways, but it's going to be hard to trade options and stuff in a sideways market. You can trade futures, crypto in a sideways market because you can scalp, but options, that delta going to kick your butt. So we have a saying, you ask yourself before you trade, what is the trend? If we're sideways, we wait for the breakout. That's what we teach.
In markets like this, look to take trades in both directions with confidence. So, how do you identify?
All right, we're going to stop it there because that's a little advanced. We're going to switch over to the charts here, and I'm going to show you guys an example. So, basically what they just showed you, your ticker is here, your hour, 1 day, whatever price time frame you're looking at on your price chart is going to be reflected here, right? When you hover over your mouse, just say this is, let's go to a 30-minute chart. Here, New York open is here. Open price there. You see to your right, it leans right over to your opening price there. And you can also look up here in this section here. And when you hover over the mouse, the open 429.81. So you know that's precise. That's what the first traded price of Tesla was on today, right? So that's how you do that. When you're looking at those trends, let's go here to the 1 hour. You see what they were showing you. Uptrend. You take your trend line, start from the bottom, boom, trend line here, boom, uptrend. You see that, right? We're moving up. Prices from here all the way to there. So we're moving up. That's an uptrend. What is that uptrend doing? is making what? Up and down move. What that video just showed you guys. I ain't gonna keep going back the same thing, but you see that? That's part of the system, guys. That's how we gonna make a lot of money. So that's pretty much it on candlesticks. We got you got a video showing you about trading view, right? You got the basics of trading view. So now we're stepping into learning what these candlesticks means. The next video will be patterns, and I'm going to show you guys a free pattern strategy in the next video that you can use now for the people that's a little knowledgeable about this stuff. But all right, guys, we trying to keep these videos short. This is around 15 minutes. Rewind it, take notes, guys. This is going to be very, very vital to your success in the stock market. All right, guys, that's part one of learning candlesticks, part one of our video series of the free learning. And I'll see you guys on the next video, guys. See you later.